When growing up as a child in the 80s and 90s, my favorite controller when it came to fighting games was always a D-pad. Most of my fighting time was done on the Super Nintendo, a little bit on Sega, and of course I went to the arcades and tried my luck, but that arcade stick did not sit well with me. I could not use that thing, and I didn't have enough practice with it to get proficient at it. So when Mad Catz released these fight pads, I was all over it. This was one of the things that got me back into fighting. I played a silly amount of Street Fighter 4, and as you can tell from the back, I wore these controllers out. I had a Chun-Li one, but that one died a long time ago. Moving forward to when I started gaming on PC, I needed another controller, and unfortunately those did not work. So I ended up getting the Hori Fight Pad. I think it was called the Fight Commander. I ended up getting that because the D-pad was sick, but then I upgraded again. Now you see, I remember going to CEO in Daytona and I got to see a hitbox. At the time, I didn't know what a leverless controller was, and I saw the hitbox and I was like, this looks confusing as hell, let me touch it. As soon as I did, I fell in love. Unfortunately, that thing was expensive and I wasn't ready to spend that bread at the time. Flash forward a few years and I was playing fighting games on the regular. Shout out to my homies iChris Panda and Bossu Versus. They are the ones who got me back into fighting games for real. I ended up purchasing this from Junk Food Arcades. I don't remember the name of it, but this controller was sick. I got to customize the art, put my name on it, I put my shield on it, and it was amazing. The only problem with this thing is it's massive. So when Junk Food Arcade came out with the Snackbox Micro, I jumped on it, but unfortunately for tournament style, it was too small. I couldn't put it on my lap because usually when you go to a tournament, you know, you don't have a table to put your controller on. So I was shit out of luck until they came out with the XL. Bam! This is a Snackbox Micro XL. I got the heavy plate on the back and I have amber switches in the controller right now, which means you can't really hear anything. I've been playing a ton of Tekken, and through all those hours of Tekken, I think I wore out some of the switches in that controller, so I took this opportunity to buy some more. So today we're doing surgery. These right here are white switches, and the reason I got the white switches is, yeah, they're clicky as fuck. So we're gonna do surgery right now, switch out the old switches for these new ones, and then we'll have a complete controller again. I have everything I need. First up, we have the controller itself, and I should have got new buttons, but I don't have them, but it does kind of make a clicky sound, but that's more the buttons hitting the plastic. Also, I'm not sure if I need to take the back off. I probably should to be safe, but guess what? We're not doing that. Of course, we have the switches themselves, and we have my handy dandy electric screwdriver. Love this thing, Fantech. If you don't have any electric screwdrivers, you should look into it. These are really good. Let's get this metal smudger out. I think that's what it's called, a smudger. Basically, I need to get up under these buttons. And then I think as far as Phillips head, we'll go with this one right here. All right, let's get started. I'm only gonna take these 4 screws out so I can take off the custom art plate in the front. And then I think we should have perfect access to the buttons. Just gonna carefully lift this up, and the front plate should just, bam, fall off like that. I should probably clean this, but I'm not about that life. And here's a beautiful shot of the Snackbox XL naked, basically. Inside, you can see the Brooks PCB. It's specifically made for the Snackbox Micro. Really love this because I can actually play on the PlayStation 5, and when you go to tournaments, you don't have to have that little adapter. So right now, I'm gonna put this under here and just lightly lift. Okay, that didn't work. Man, am I gonna have to take the back off? I think I'm gonna have to take the back off. All right, with those 2 screws removed, this should just pop right off. Bam. Oh, look at this thick piece of metal that goes on the bottom. I love this. If you get one of these, I highly suggest getting that. Now, as you can see, there's some sound dampening on the back. You can even make these buttons more sound dampened, but I like my controller loud. The easiest way to get these switches out is if you can see that big dot, that big white dot right there in the middle, you just push on that and it should come through in the front, I hope. Yeah. As I'm doing this, I can see which ones aren't fully in, and that will explain me dropping some of my combos on Tekken. Or not. 2 more left. Oh no. So I forgot when you take the buttons out, this part falls out and all of these tiny little buttons just fell out. So I need to go and put all those back in. Damn it. It's cool. I wanted to clean this anyway. So this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Now, before I get this started, we got to remove the buttons from the old switches, which should just pull right off. For a little wiggle, boom. Just a little wiggle. There we go. And as you can see, it looks like a keyboard. I mean, these are keyboard switches. These, unfortunately, don't make sound, but I like the pressure that you had to add to these. I believe they're gonna be the same pressure as these white ones, except for the white ones actually make a clicking noise, which I'm looking forward to. And aside from it being a little dirty on the contacts themselves, I don't think there's anything wrong with these switches, but luckily we have new ones, so it doesn't matter. All right, all of the buttons are off the old switches. So now we have to do this maneuver, which I forgot about. I need to put this back on. And it should just, you know, fit right there. Now I need to hold this down, put in a switch. You gotta make sure that you have access to all of the holes so these go in correctly. This is more challenging than I remember. The nice thing is once you get one in, you're pretty much good to go. So let's go ahead and put this in there and make sure you put it in correctly. There's 2 prongs that go into these slots. All right, let's try this again. Let's see if we can get this in there. Again, once you get one end, oh, it's shifted. All right, I think it's in there. Let's go. No, it's not. I can see it above the lip. So I need to push it back. You know what? Let's try this one. This one looks like it's nice and lined up. There we go. All right. And then let's put a button on it for good measure. All right. Yeah. Now let's see if we can get this one to go in. All right. So far we have not bent the pin, so that's good. Let's just go ahead and continue with this top row. All right. I think we're good to go. All right, it took me forever to get these switches in because they need to align with this square perfectly. So you got to maneuver this board a little bit. These pins stay in there by pressure. So you need to make sure that you align this while holding the board, while keeping these in place. But they're finally aligned all perfectly and we only have 3 more. So let's go ahead and knock that out. So again, if you find it difficult to get these buttons into place, they should just drop in real easy like that. If they don't, then your board is not aligned and you need to fix it. Also, I put the metal plate back on to keep it in place and it looks like that was what I needed to do to fix my issue. Now let's go ahead and put these buttons back on and you just push them on and push them all the way down and then you should be good to go. Boom, perfect. Now all we gotta do is put this faceplate back on. Finally, I was panicking a little bit there when the switch wouldn't go in. I was like, did I get the right switch? The reason why I really like fight sticks and arcade sticks, specifically the Snackbox Micro XL, is you can customize it to your liking. If you want it to be louder, you can get louder buttons. You can change the color scheme, you can change the art on it. You can even change this heavy plate. Some people don't want their controller to be super heavy. I want mine to be thick. And with that, we are done. Now let's see what it sounds like. Press all the buttons down. Boom. And with that, the controller is back into one piece. Of course, we're going to test it in Tekken 8. I have confidence in my skills. I know it's going to work. I am just surprised at how long it took me to get these switches in. So here's a tip. If you get one of these and you want to change out the switches, make sure you align your fight board correctly, perfectly, because there is 0 tolerance. These things go in perfectly. They don't move once they're in. And Now we got clicky buttons. So if you have yet to get a leverless, what are you waiting for? They're really fun. If you can get your hands on one or try one at a con or at your friend's house, highly recommend it. Let me know what your favorite controller is in the comments below. And that's it. I'll see you guys on Ranked. If you play Ranked Tekken, I'll be there. Kryptonite, I'm heading for Tekken Guide before season 3 comes out. And then when season 3 comes out, I'm playing Bob all day, every day. I mean, as soon as he comes out. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.